I think the Tories were exceptionally careful with the nation's finances, and I hate to repeat it because we're tired of it, but we had some significant issues over the last few years, COVID obviously being one of them, and I think we did the right thing by making sure that people didn't financially suffer through that period, and that was just massively expensive. I'm not sure about these black holes. I don't really trust the OBR figures. They keep changing their mind, and I think it's a bit disingenuous. It's a natural political tactic. Look, they've taken over. The first thing you say is, and by the way, we did the same, and actually it was true, certainly true then. The last lot were terrible. They left a massive hole, so we're going to have to use that as an excuse to then raise a lot of taxes. And it's a natural political strategy because it's called the big squeeze. You squeeze people at the beginning, then they forget about the fact that you raise their taxes significantly, and then towards the end of the political cycle, towards the election, you can start giving people goodies and giveaways. It's really damaging. It's actually what we're tired of. And to be honest, Karen, I rather hope Labour would be better than that. I thought they were going to be a lot steadier, a lot more sensible, but it turns out that they're not, and it's a real pity.
I've spent a lot of time in the Washington bubble last week, and from a headline perspective, internationally, people think that what the Chancellor could be delivering is actually good news for the economy, effectively talking about not spending beyond day-to-day means, finding money for investment. Let's face it, those investment needs are growing, and tackling debt over the next 5 years. Tick, 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 in terms of the way the international market would perceive this. That said, that is quite different to how people feel on the ground, painful measures in terms of what they could be facing to repair those finances. How do we think about what that means for animal spirits here on the ground in the UK?
Well, I think two things. Firstly, it's great that she's going to invest more, and I think moving around the fiscal rules, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, to encourage investment is a good thing. I think Labour could do one very significant thing, which is release planning, allow people to build, get infrastructure projects done. Have they got the real guts to deal with things like all these environmental protections that make life so difficult and complex? That's to be seen. But if they could do that, then huge investment can flow into those areas. My problem is they've talked down the economy for political reasons, which again is just disingenuous. This is a great economy. It was a great economy when I was investment minister. It's still a great economy. I'm not coming here saying the economy's going down the tubes. It isn't. Phenomenal opportunities and activity here. And they've got to talk it up, because what they're doing is they're talking the economy down. International investors are hearing this. They're also sending out very dangerous signals about concepts such as non-doms, international wealthy investors, not welcome, etc. I'm hearing they're going to raise taxes potentially on sort of foreign buyers into the UK and so on. These sorts of things send out, as you well know, sort of bat-squeak signals that make people look less well of the UK, and that actually has a direct effect, as you say, on animal spirits, and they don't need to do it.
We've heard a lot through different circles about non-doms, and I think there is a different view now on how these people are contributing to the economy, and the view from the Labour government seems to be to punish some of these people who are here with family officers.
Why do you want to punish these people?
Well, is it a view of fairness, though? And I think that's where we end up in economies. If there's a higher tax take that's required, you want to punish people who have the means and the ability. But what is the casualty here if some of those people do leave and don't stay in the UK?
I think it's huge. Firstly, going back to the comment about the so-called black hole, which is totally untrue in my view, the OBR have changed their mind on non-doms. So when we were in government, we started to look at the principle of fairness, which is very important. If people think someone's getting a free pass, it's hugely damaging to the psyche of the overall economy. And the OBR, I think, said that it was going to raise a lot of money. Now they say that actually people are going to leave, as they will do if they feel that they're paying an excess amount of tax. And remember, I'm not here sort of standing up for non-doms, but they pay tax. It's not like they don't pay tax from the UK. They have some income tax break. They pay tax on all the stuff they're doing here. And we want the free movement of people, capital and ideas. And so having, the international investor base come to London and base themselves here is an enormous domestic advantage. So frightening them away, even talking about frightening them away, is a massive problem. Because, as I say, they're paying and they're investing. And, it's a zero-sum game. They'll just go to Milan or France or some other country. And why do we want that to happen?